All right. Hello, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for joining. We are going to talk today about lofty sales goals. To me, I think that lofty might it's relative. To some people, $1,000 a month is a lofty goal, and to some people, $18,000 a month is a lofty goal. And I know of consultants who have $200,000 a month goals, and that's pretty lofty to me. So it's all relative. But for today's purposes, think sales, monthly sales of $10,000 or more. I think that a lot of us are aiming to cruise qualify, which is a minimum of $12,000. If that's your goal, then think lofty as $12,000. Just whatever your definition is of great sales and your goal, then just apply the tips and tricks and things that I'm going to talk about today to that. So the first thing that I want to talk about is being realistic and managing your expectations. To reach lofty sales goals, you have to be real with yourself. You have to know your resources, and you have to know what kind of sacrifices you're willing to make. You're not going to be able to have a goal of $10,000 to $12,000 a month in sales, and at the same time, the goal of only working 8 hours a week. It doesn't go together, ladies. It's the same thing as if I told you I want to lose 50 pounds, but I want to still eat however much I want of whatever I want, whenever I want. I'm not willing to give up pizza. I'm not willing to give up alcohol. I'm not willing to give up chocolate. I'm not willing to give up cake. I want to go out to eat every weekend, and I also don't want to exercise. It's not going to happen. Okay. So you need to know your reality. Sometimes it's not even that you're not willing to put in as much time and effort as it takes, is that you are unable. Some of you work full time. Some of you have very small, demanding children. Some of you are, doing this all on your own. And so that limits how much you're able to do. So just be realistic about your circumstances and then set your goals accordingly. Otherwise, you're going to end up falling short every time, and it's just going to become more and more frustrating. Okay, having said that, do I think that it is realistic to set such a high goal? Yes, I do. As long as you know that you will be sleeping less, that you will be working more, that you may not be able to cook every meal from scratch every day or keep the house as orderly and organized as you used to. For my family in particular, it meant that my kids were spending more time in front of the TV than I would like them to for the first 90 days that we started doing this. That's what it meant for my family. We used to go out all the time. Weekend, like Saturday, 7 a.m. came, we were out the door. We were not back until 6 o'clock in the evening just to give baths and dinner and put them to bed. And then it was like my time with Nick to catch up on TV shows or watch a movie or play board games with friends or whatever. We had to sacrifice that, okay, for the first 90 days. We're actually almost 7 months into that, 7 months today into this. And we are just now to the point that we're like, okay, we have a good rhythm. Saturday and Sunday comes, and we can take that time to do Saturday and Sunday things. On Sundays, we still post our albums, which means that a few hours are taken. But we know that starting at 4 o'clock on Sunday, like, we have a good enough rhythm with our albums that we can plan to go out, to get some shopping done, to, take the kids to a park or to watch a movie or to unplug a little bit or whatever it may be. But it has taken us a while to get here. Okay, so know that, yes, it requires sacrifice. You need to be willing you need to know how much you're willing to sacrifice to get there. Paul Ivanovsky, their goal is to hit $200,000 in sales. And he said, I go into every single live sale knowing that I will not get off until I sell 100 items. 100 items per sale. That means that he's live for 3 hours plus every time he goes on. That's why I don't have that goal. I don't have a goal of $200,000 a month because I do not have a situation with my small children where I have 3 hours at a time to spend on a live sale. I just don't. Like, my kids need tending to, and, you know, like, they get hungry and they get antsy and they don't want to be on the trampoline that long. Nobody does. They get tired and they get hot. And so adjust your expectations accordingly. Okay. Let's talk some numbers. So just to break it down for you guys, my recommendation when you have those kinds of goals is to break it down into small, manageable bits. So the basics. The current recommendation, if you want to meet the company average, which is about like $4,000 to $5,000 in sales a month, is to sell a minimum of 175 pieces. So if you sell 175 pieces a month and you average $30 per piece as the average retail value, okay, then you are talking $5,250 a month in sales. So, you know, say you reinvest about half of that, you're taking home $2,000 to $2,500 for yourself, take a little bit out for taxes. Not bad at all, right? And it is the company average. The company average is the consultant pockets about $2,000 a month. So 175, you divide that by 30 days, right? Or say you divide it by 4 weeks. Let's do it in week increments first. So you divide those 175 pieces into 4 weeks. That means you need to sell maybe 40 to 45 pieces a week. And now you have your, okay, this is where my situation, I'm going to apply this to my situation. I have to sell 40 to 45 pieces a week. If I can do 4 parties a week, okay, and by parties, let it be a live sale, let it be an event, a vendor event, let it be an actual in-home pop-up or a private pop-up or an album or a shop the wall, whatever it is, we're just going to call it a party, okay? So I can do 4 parties a week. I have 4 days a week that I can spend doing this. That's only like 10 to 12 items a day, okay? It sounds so much more manageable. However, if you only have 2 days a week that you can do this, you work Monday through Friday. You can only do this on Saturdays and Sundays. Then you're going to have to hustle a little bit harder and sell 20 to 25, right? Each of those days. So then you're going to have to, that's how you're going to have to apply that to your situation. Of course, if you have loftier goals than just the company average, then those numbers are going to go up and you need to plan accordingly. So right now, I have my personal goal is to hit balcony qualification sales every single month. Whether I'm cruise qualified already or not, we work on an actual budget. So I need to meet that minimum to know how much I'm because I know how much exactly down to the dollar I'm reinvesting into my business, how much I'm keeping for myself, what I need for the bills and goals that I've set for my family financially, and how much I'm setting aside for taxes, right? So if I want to bring home X amount of dollars a month, this is what I need to sell to make sure that that's what I have in my pocket on the 30th. So 18,000 is where I set my goals. And so the way that I broke it down, I try to sell 10 pieces a day, every day. Many, many, many times, I fall way short of that goal. Okay, so yesterday, I put a bunch of outfits on the wall, and I sold 2 of them. That's 4 pieces. Yeah, I fell short of that goal. However, tomorrow is my album sale. So I will sell more than 10 pieces and it will kind of average out. But you're going to have to plan and play accordingly to that. If you have a 10-piece per day goal and one day you fall short of that 10-piece goal, then you know that you need to up it for your next sale. And then you got to hustle harder, you know, whatever that means to you. If that means putting more comments or taking better pictures or increasing your customer base or whatever it takes, like do a giveaway to hype up the event and the event RSVP to your page to make sure that you bring more people and more eyes to your sale and to your product, then you got to do that. Okay. So think in numbers, like start with the end goal, okay? The bigger goal. The bigger goal is, this is what I need to make in my pocket at the end of the day, which means This is how much I'm going to need total after reinvesting so that I can take a chunk for taxes. So with the reinvestment, this is the amount that I need total. Now, let me break that down. 4 weeks, 7 days a week. This is how many days I can work. This is how many pieces I need to sell a day. Okay. And then it doesn't become so scary, because $18,000 in sales is freaking scary, but 10 pieces a day isn't. Okay. Now, 3 things. My number 3 top tips for reaching those kinds of sale goals: consistency, exposure, inventory. Consistency, exposure, inventory. So consistency means that you are day in and day out, you just keep at it, you maintain a schedule, and your customers come to know what to expect of you. And it's kind of like children when you are training them to fall in place, like a baby, when you're training them to fall in place with the routine of your house, so that, you know, you guys get all like into the same bedtime and bath time and dinner time routine, so that the child knows what's coming next, and so life just becomes easier, right? It's the same thing when you're building your business. You want to get your customers used to that routine. Consistency also means you don't give up. You don't give up when you have a bad sale. You don't give up when you have 3 people watching you on live. You don't give up when you only sell 6 pieces during your pop-up, okay? Because people have bad days. And I've had live sales that I went on and I spent 45 minutes live, and I thought that I had amazing stuff, and I didn't sell 1 single piece. And it sucks, and it's a crushing feeling, because you're like, well, I'm not going to spend my time live anymore. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I just spent 45 minutes with these customers, and I took that away from my family. Trust me, I understand what that sacrifice means, because like I always say, time is our most precious resource. And so when you are taking 45 minutes to not make $1, man, that hurts. Okay. But it's consistency and it's exposure, because you just exposed all those customers to those products. You may not have sold it right then, but they may come back for your Sunday album sale, either because they hadn't gotten paid yet when you went live, or because they had their own thing going on. Or sometimes, like yesterday, I heard a lot of people complaining about slow sales and slow engagement, and it was just a rough day. Why? Yesterday was inauguration day. Did you guys happen to scroll through your newsfeed? I didn't want to be on Facebook. My customers didn't want to be on Facebook. So even if I had the most amazing stuff, they were not going to see it. They weren't on. Okay? So don't take it personally. It's not always about you. It's probably never about you. It's always about them and what they have going on and what they're going through and everything. So just keep that in mind. And if that time failed, try and try and try again. My first few live sales, my first live sale, I think that we stayed between 3 and 5 viewers all the time. And then I remember when we had 7 to 8, and I was so excited. And then when the sale was over, I told Nick, I was like, do you see that? Like, our viewership increased. And when I started thinking about who those 8 viewers were, 1 was my godmother, 1 was my mom, 1 was my dad, 1 was my grandma. And then I had, like, I think 2 of my friends that had tuned in. They were all like personal connections. It wasn't one real true VIP customer that I brought in. I was so discouraged. I was like, well, they were watching me just because they wanted to see us or the kids, not because they were going to buy LuLaRoe from me. Like but I kept going. And in the beginning, we went live 6 times a week to 7 to 8 people each time. And sometimes I would sell 1 thing. Sometimes I would sell 2 things. But when you sell 2 things 6 times a week, it adds up. That's 12 items a week. That's 48 items a month. That's fantastic, you know? So you need to just keep going, stay consistent. If at all possible, set a schedule. Let your customers know what to expect. I received a little bit of feedback from a customer, a group of customers actually, about the whole like changing your name from open to closed and open to closed on my shop. And she wrote on my wall, thank you for not doing that. She's like, I don't like it. I leave the groups that do it. I know that a lot of people feel that way. Like the feedback that I get from other consultants is that it helps sales. All of the ones that do it, I'm in the leaders chat with the other trainers and our coach Autumn as well. And they all do it. And they all have seen an increase in sales, but a big drop in member number. So it does come at a cost, be aware. But they all have reported positive results from it. I haven't yet needed to do it because I just feel like my sales are fine and I'm not hurting to, meet my goal and whatnot. So I haven't needed, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. I kind of take that approach to a lot of things that I do with my business and my life. So I haven't done it, but the customer just happened to write on my wall, thank you for not doing that. I end up leaving the groups that do it and whatnot. And she's like, I know what days you have your sale. I love that you put the banner up on the VIP group, letting me know your schedule for the week. And I know you always have great stuff anyway, so I always come by and check it out. I've trained them to expect that. I've trained them to know that come my next sale, you will see something that I didn't have at the sale before. And the way that I do that, it's not because, I'm in a position that I can always order stuff and therefore I always have new boxes coming. I'm a victim of slow shipping just like you are. Trust me, the warehouse cares not at all how much money I make a month or how many pieces I order or how often I'm placing an order. They have no clue who I am or how I'm doing or what kind of asset I am or am not to the company. They are shipping my stuff just as slow as they're shipping yours. So I've had weeks where I had nothing new. Or maybe I only had new kids stuff, which I don't even put in my albums on Sundays anyways. But I'm strategic. I know how long it's about taking for things to ship. And I know when my last order was. Okay, so I know that that order I placed is not going to make it here in time for my pop-up. So I hold stuff from the last shipment that I got. Because even if I have 4 new prints, 4 new things that I can sneak the day before my album and say, look at this new stuff. And then I pair the old stuff with tops that people hadn't maybe seen before, pair it together. It just makes it look fresh and new. That's how I keep stuff moving. Okay, so don't be afraid to think outside the box, innovate, make it look fresh and new. Doesn't mean that you always have to have fresh and new stuff. It helps. I'm not going to lie, but not everybody is in a position to float thousands of dollars in orders just sitting at the warehouse. So make do with what you got, but don't let the fact that that you don't have the new stuff be an excuse. Okay. So that's as far as consistency. If possible, make a schedule. Let your VIPs know what to expect from you. The exposure. Exposure is going to be twofold. It's going to be not only the many ways in which you present your product, because every time that you go and do a sale, you're reaching a different audience. If you post albums at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're going to reach a different audience than if you post albums at 9 o'clock at night. Okay, you're probably going to reach at 9 a.m. the moms who are at home, who have some time. Maybe you will reach people that, like if you are on Pacific time and you post albums at 9 or 10 a.m., you're going to reach the people on the East Coast who are sitting down for lunch because they're a few hours ahead. And so you're going to hit that demographic versus if you do later albums, then you're going to catch all the people that are sitting down, winding down from work and just put the kids to bed. And now they just want to get their shopping done and whatnot. So now you are hitting 2 different customer groups, 2 different audiences. And that's how you're going to move more pieces, right? Because that's the end goal. The end goal is to sell more pieces because more pieces mean more money, okay? So you want to broaden your exposure as much as possible. So not only should you be on different venues, like be on Instagram, be on Facebook, have a Facebook VIP group, as well as a Facebook business page. Boost that business page if it is within your budget. Crystal Foy, I always see her fan page ads. And of course, it's because she has a lot of likes on her page. The more likes you have, the more Facebook algorithms consider that a relevant post. And so the more it's going to push it out. But once a month, she does a boost to her page. She doesn't do it all the time just because she has the money to do it. Once a month, she puts $50 into boosting her page to increase the reach. I always see it. Okay, so it does pay off, and it will help bring people to your VIP group. So that's more exposure for you, your product, your brand, who you are, your personality, because that's also part of what your customers are purchasing. Okay, they're purchasing you, who you are. If you feel comfortable with it, try Periscope. If you are like some of our ladies are marketing geniuses. I love your guys' marketing ideas and your photography skills. I think they're so on point. You guys are so creative. Use that. Go be on Pinterest with that, okay? Use what you have and what you can offer to create those pins and show your product in different ways. Of course, you can't sell from there, but you can show what you've got and then send people to buy it on your page by linking that pin to your VIP group. Okay, so exposure means that, but it also means, you know, I'm going to talk about it, engagement. Engagement, because the better your engagement is, the more people will see your posts, which means more exposure. More people see it, the more exposed you are. So stay on top of those posts, ladies. Never going to change my opinion. At a bare minimum, 2 to 3 times a day. Every day you should be posting. And it doesn't always have to be related to LuLaRoe. The last 2 posts, engagement posts that I did that had the most participation, and the ladies were so excited, and I had a great response from my VIP, weren't LuLaRoe related at all. One was, what did I look like in high school versus what I look like now? People love nostalgic stuff, don't you? Like when a song of the 90s comes up on the radio, don't you get hyped up to sing to it, to dance, to like, and you start reminiscing, and it just takes you down memory lane, and it's good feels, and we like it. We're getting older, y'all. Like, sorry to break it to you, but we are. And so we play into that. We play into that sentiment and those feelings. So bring back, like, you know, oh, this is a picture of me when I first met my husband. Drop a early picture of you with your sweetheart. Doesn't have anything to do with LuLaRoe. I'm not selling you anything. I'm not trying to push my product on you. I'm not even wearing LuLaRoe in that picture from 20 years ago because duh, it's from 20 years ago. But I'm letting you get to know me, and I'm showing an interest in getting to know you. And I'm tapping on, you know, I'm appealing to your sensitive side and your nostalgic side and all of that. So that was a post that brought me a lot of stuff. This morning I posted an old picture of me, my hubby, and Dane Cook when we met him backstage in Nashville. Also not LuLaRoe related at all, but I was like, who did you guys meet that's famous? A lot of people have people that they've met that are famous or idols, or, you know, like that were a great moment that they want to share. And most people have pictures of those moments. So ask your VIPs to share that stuff. It doesn't always have to do with LuLaRoe. I posted a video the other day of my son chanting coffee, coffee, coffee. And people thought it was hilarious because he's a 2-year-old chanting coffee, and we're all overtired and overworked moms who thrive on coffee, and all my VIPs can relate to that. So be real, be yourself, be relatable, get that engagement going, and that will help with your exposure as well. Because this is what happens. If you post that and they comment and they tell you, oh my God, how cute your kid is, and then the next post that you make is a VIP sale or a shop the wall or a roulette sign up, they will see it because they commented on your last one. Okay, so if they commented on your last one, they will see your next one. And then if you get them to comment on that and the comment is sold, then even better, right? So that's how it helps. Inventory. Actually, let me go back to that. I just mentioned roulette. So that always has to do with exposure as well. Not only should you have the different social media channels to expose your product, but when you are selling, consider different ways that you're selling your product. Oh, sorry. One of you was muted. Try albums, try live, try a roulette, try a shop the wall, try a shop the box, try a requests, try sets only, try pieces only. Never stop trying. Okay, you guys? Now I'm ready to move on to inventory. Whether you like it or not, the more you have, the more you sell. It's the truth. The average is you sell 15 to 20% of your inventory at each sale. Okay, that's what I heard was like the official math that LuLaRoe had dispersed back when I was in Q. That's what I had read and everything like that. And I've kind of always lived by that. And it has been true for us. So when you have 300 pieces in your inventory, you're going to sell, say you're selling 20% of that, at each sale. However, if you have 3,000 pieces in your inventory and you're selling 20% of that, do you see how that makes a difference? So the more you have, the more you sell. You don't have to order 600 pieces a month like we do to reach $10,000 in sales. Lacey and Adam kept a 400-piece inventory for the first 9 months of their LuLaRoe journey, but that was because they were constantly selling everything that they were ordering, and so it was hard to grow their inventory because, if things aren't accumulating, if people are buying, then that's why. But that's because they were ordering often. Order often, order small. My recommendation is, if at all possible, order for every 25 pieces you sell, order 33. You don't have to double your order every time. You don't have to overextend yourself every time. 33 pieces. If you sold 25 pieces and you had 50% profit, at least in each one, then by adding just maybe like an extra 6 or 7 pieces to that order, it's not going to break the bank and it's not going to drain you. You're still going to have enough left over to pay yourself or to pay your reinvestment or to put away for taxes or whatever it is that you're deciding to do with that money. Okay, so that would be my recommendation. And if at all possible, every 3 to 4 days, place an order for 30 to 35 pieces. Order often, order small. That will keep you from getting a ton of duplicates. I totally get it. When you are ready to add Amelias, you want to add Amelias today. But if you go on there and you order 6 Amelias of each size, when you open your box, you're only going to have like 2 different prints in each size, and then you're going to be bummed and you're going to blame the warehouse. And really, it's not their fault. They can only curate your boxes from what they have in stock at the time, and more than likely it's not going to be a million different prints at once in each size. Okay, so my recommendation is to build it up slower. I decided that the next 2 lines that I'm going to bring in are Monroes and Maxis. I'm preparing for spring and summer. Since we're going on the cruise, I'm going to wear the Monroe as a bathing suit cover, like it's my only outfit that I'm taking on the cruise. Because when I come back, I intend to launch Monroe and sell that sucker as a bathing suit cover all over the place. So I want to show that off as much as possible. And because I have it in mind that I'm going to launch it in January, every order that we placed, we added a Monroe and a Maxi. 1 in each size to each order, so that we're also breaking up that investment. It's not weighing so heavily in our pockets. And so I'm getting a lot of variety because I'm ordering over time. And I mean, the way that they're turning up, new designs and everything every day, chances are if you order today and then you order again 4 days from now, you will have a pretty different selection from what you had just 4 days before. Okay, so that's my recommendation as well. Now, another way to sell the number of pieces that you set as a goal. Sometimes I sell, I'm going to do a shop the wall, and I have my 10 pieces per day goal, like I told you guys in the beginning. So I will sell leggings, and then I will upsell the leggings by showing it paired with a certain top, or I will tell them, like, now pick a pair of solid leggings. Tell me a solid color. Play up on what you have. Solid leggings are scarce nowadays. I still have them. I don't have every color. I don't have an abundance of black. I don't have navy. I have no brown. I've never seen a brown pair of leggings, but I still have some pretty great colors. And so when my customers realize that, they're like, yes, jackpot, give me a solid. I will take it, So upselling is definitely how you're going to reach that goal. Don't be afraid to be salesy. Well, let me rephrase that. You don't want to sound salesy, but don't be afraid to upsell. You don't have to be pushy to upsell a product. The other day, I was doing a shop the box dresses, right? When I opened the box, I saw a Carly and a Joy that I wanted to keep for myself. I was like, this is the perfect pattern mixing. The Carly was gray, charcoal gray with floral design, black floral design. It was my size. And then the Joy was striped black and white. So if you guys know me at all, if you've watched any of my sales, if you've seen how I dress, floral with stripes. Boom. It is like my go-to for pattern mixing. I tell all my customers to start with that pattern mixing. I'm obsessed with it. A lot of the outfits that I put together are that combo, and both pieces were in my size, and I wanted to keep them for myself so bad, but I always put items for sale for my VIPs first, and I let it have at least one go round before I keep it for myself. So when I was showing it to the customers, I told them about my excitement. And I was like, listen, you guys, fair warning. If you don't buy this piece with this piece, oh my God, it's going to be in my closet. I love it. It wasn't pushy because it was truthful. I really thought that it was that great of a combo. Somebody claimed the Carly, didn't claim the Joy. Totally fine. You don't have to. Then at the end of the sale, when I went to invoice, a customer who had bought a plain Nicole said on her Google form request, if that Joy is still available, if the other girl didn't claim it, will you please add it to my invoice? Boom. If I had never shown that Joy, she never would have known that I had it. Or she may not have known that I had it until it was too late for her to consider, like, I already paid for the shipping for the Nicole. I don't want to pay shipping again for the Joy, so I'm not going to get it. Because she was already paying shipping once for something anyways. She added it to her order. I upsold that Nicole. Awesome. Fantastic. So show options and show how you would pair it. Show how you would do it. A lot of people they say it themselves. A lot of my VIPs say, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to dress myself. I love LuLaRoe because before LuLaRoe, my go-to was khaki pants and a solid shirt because it always goes. I couldn't go wrong. So show me how to do this. And it is your job. You're a fashion consultant, a fashion retailer. Get educated about your business. Be knowledgeable about your product. And if you are confident and you sound passionate about it, they will believe you and they will buy it from you, and it will be easier to upsell. There is a training on upselling without being obnoxious by Jamie Bagley, and she is like the guru of all things LuLaRoe. If you are not familiar with her, she was like one of the first 5 consultants to sign up with the company. She's amazing. She's so sweet. She's extremely helpful and approachable, and she is always giving us like tips and whatnot. So, oh, sorry. I saw a little thing on the corner and I was like, am I muted? Because that would be bad. How did you guys not tell me? But I'm not. So she did a training on upselling, and I actually posted it to the team page a little while ago. So I'm sure that if you just use the search bar feature and you put on there upselling or Jamie or whatever, it will pull up. If you have any bit of a hard time finding it, let me know. And I will find it for you and tag you. I also put one with Lindsay Wheeler, who, if I can be anyone else in the world, I want to be Lindsay Wheeler. I idolize her. I think she's amazing. So she also did a training on this topic, and it is also on the team page. If you have the time, jot down on your notes right now. Doesn't have to be today, doesn't have to be tomorrow, but just, you know, if you have a little time, like when you're taking pictures one day, put it in the background so you can listen to it. I think that it was, for me, it was very helpful. All right. And then my last piece of advice, increase your customer base. New ice will sell load product. If you're having a hard time moving your inventory and you don't have the funds to place a new order, then get more people to see what you have. Because just because you've had it for the last 3 weeks doesn't mean that they've seen it if they have not been in your group. So how do you do that? How do you get new people to your group? The number one way, and you might not like it, but the number one way that I know to tell you how to do it is be generous. Do a giveaway. And do a generous giveaway. When you do $5 LulaCash, although it is giving, and any form of giving is, you know, should be appreciated by your VIPs, it seems like you're only taking a loss of profit, and not even that big of a loss of profit. It's $5, right? So to them, it may seem like, but if you do $50 LulaCash, then that's much more generous. You don't have to actually spend money to be generous. It is a general rule of business that you have to spend money to make money. So if you are in a position to go buy a great bag that you can give away, or, you know, like a gift card to Target, I mean, people love Target, or you can do something like that, then that's fantastic. More power to you. Go with it, run with it, do it. I'm sure that people will appreciate it. Candace Maxim, who does have cruise qualifying sales every month, just did a Hunter Boots giveaway, which I thought was extremely generous. And she had massively positive response from it. I think that she gained, she said, I want to say she gained 1,000 members from it. I might be mistaken, maybe 500 or 600. I don't know, but it was a considerable amount of growth, right? I mean, 500 new eyes on your product, you guys. How much could you do with that? You know, and it may have cost her $150, but how many of those 1,000 customers will it take to make that money back real quick? You sell leggings at $25 a piece. So, you know, you have a couple customers that buy a set at $60. You have a customer that buys a Sarah at $70. And you have a customer that buys 2 leggings. Boom, you've made $150 back. But like I said, if you're not in a position to do that, which I completely understand and can appreciate, then do LulaCash, but do a generous amount of LulaCash. Because when you are giving $50 away in LulaCash for a future purchase, you are not losing $50. If they use it on an Amelia, you didn't pay $65 for that Amelia. Okay, so you are giving away maybe $31, which is the wholesale value of that product. And it's so much easier to swallow, and then that customer will come back, and or she may not be in a position where she can buy things from you, but when somebody talks about LuLaRoe with her, she might recommend you. Recommend that friend to your group. She will add her mom. She will add her sister. That's how I've gained a lot of my most loyal customers, was by being generous. I have one particular VIP who won something, and at the time, like, it really hurt me to give it away because we hadn't started paying ourselves yet and everything like that. And it was one of the bigger ones that I did in the beginning. That VIP still shops with me on a monthly basis. She may not shop with me and spend $600 every day that I have a sale, but she continues to come on a monthly basis. She's always checking out my stuff. She's always getting something here and there. Like just yesterday, she bought a Sarah and Nicole outfit. So totally worth it, right? Like a Sarah and Nicole outfit together, I think it probably paid for whatever I gave her away, 6 months ago. So be generous with your time, be generous with your kindness and your attention. When you get the holes in the leggings, which are so incredibly frustrating. And I just experienced it as a customer for myself for the first time last week. I bought a pair of leggings and it did have holes, and my butt was completely showing after wearing it for 2 hours. Thank God I had a Carly on because I was in the middle of the mall. So I now can truly be, sympathetic to my customer when they say that happened to them, because it does. It happened to me, and I remember how frustrated I was. So be generous. I know it's a pain and you're feeling like all you're doing is spending money by replacing these leggings and whatnot, but LuLaRoe will reimburse you. You'll get your money back, and then you can order more leggings and maybe get like a super awesome unicorn print that you can pair with a top. And now that $25 that you spent on that customer made you $60. Okay, so keep that in mind and keep a positive outlook, and that's really what's going to propel you towards those lofty sales and reaching your goals and whatnot. So I hope those tips were helpful. They were my top ones, and I actually had a little powwow with the other leaders and got some of their top tips as well and shared with you here. So I hope that you found it helpful, and I can open it for questions. If you have any, you can unmute yourself and let me know. I will give it a couple minutes.
Hey, Natalia.
Hey.
Hey, it's Jennifer McDowell.
Hey,
I missed the first half of this because I was at Super Saturday.
Oh.
Is it going to be posted?
Yes, it will be posted. It's recording right now, and as soon as it's finished converting, I will definitely put it on the page.
You're awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. How was Super Saturday?
It's amazing.
Oh, good. I haven't been able to go to one yet. I don't think they've organized one here in Hawaii, but Autumn and Becca and a couple of the other girls went to the one in Virginia yesterday, and it sounded amazing. So that's so great that you went.
Morgan was there, and it was amazing because I was able to ask her questions and stuff like that too.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yay, good. Anyone else, ladies? You're good? All right, so if you did miss any part of it, it will be posted. If you are watching the replay and you have any questions and you jotted on your notes, please feel free to type it in the comments of the video and I will get back to you. You're also always welcome to send me a private message if you want to know. Like, I have absolutely no problem like sharing the secrets of the trade. I don't have any secrets that I keep for myself, or, oh, I don't want anybody to do it like I do. Your success is my success. Like, bottom line, I feel so humbled and thankful that you guys believe in me and trust me and in my team enough to sign up under us. So I truly do feel responsible for your guys' success. So you will never bug me by asking me specifics of what I did or how do I do or how much time I put in or, what's the biggest giveaway or how much do I spend on giveaways. Just send me a private message and I'm happy to talk it out with you if you have any of those more specific questions. Okay? Thanks so much, ladies. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I'm going to go take pictures because woo! Love you all.